let's talk about the Cambridge Dictionary, which has decided it's no longer a dictionary. It's now just we'll just make up whatever we think a book, as opposed to actually providing definitions of real words that real people actually use and understand. They have decided to change their definition of what a woman is. You know what a woman is, and I know what a woman is. Keir Starmer doesn't know what a woman is, but a woman is an adult human female. That's what it means. That's what it's always meant. That's what everyone understands it to mean, except a few woke activists on social media and now at Cambridge Dictionaries. They now say that it includes anyone who identifies as female, adding the word can mean an adult who lives and identifies as a female, though they may have been said to have a different sex at birth. The entry for male, by the way, has been updated to include individuals who had a different sex at birth. Let's talk about this with the Maya Forstater, Executive Director of Sex Matters. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Julia.
I can understand some idiots on Twitter not knowing what a woman is. I find it pretty hard to cope with the idea that a man who might be our next Prime Minister in 2024, Keir Starmer, doesn't know what a woman is and doesn't know whether they have a penis or not, or whether or not they might be someone who might have a cervix or not. People who write our dictionaries, who decide tell us what words actually mean, they don't know what a woman is. How worrying is this?
I don't think it's that worrying, Julia.
Really? I'm furious about this.
I'm furious about something else. The first definition in the dictionary is still adult human female. And, dictionaries record words that people use, and people use words in all kinds of different ways. Some people, say they're a woman in poetry, self-expression, however people want to use words. Dictionaries record all different kinds of uses, but they still say the primary meaning is adult human female. I'm much more concerned about changing the meaning of the word in the law than in the dictionary. The dictionary can say what it likes, but what matters is what the law says, and that's really where Rishi should step in.
Well, and this is the key thing, isn't it? I mean, we're seeing actually, we've seen changes. The Scottish government, and the Scottish Parliament voting through changes. Basically allowing someone, again, it's a Wednesday morning. I identify as a different sex from the one I am, a different gender, and therefore I can gain all those rights and access to those safe spaces for that sex. And it's just on my whim and what I say. Now, that's going to be different north of the border to south of the border. When you have those legal changes, that does make a real difference. But don't those legal changes drive things like the Cambridge Dictionary doing this redefinition? And don't the redefinitions in the dictionary, don't they also drive the legal changes as well? Doesn't it actually work both ways?
I think it does, but I think what really matters is having clarity about what sex means in the law. And yesterday there was a very troubling decision by the Scottish Court of Session where a group of feminists took the Scottish government to court for how they were defining woman in the Equality Act. And the Scottish government said that it means either an adult human female or a male with a gender recognition certificate. And the court agreed with them. So the court said that wherever it says woman or sex or male in the Equality Act, it doesn't mean biological sex. It said because the statute writers didn't include the word biological in there, they couldn't have meant biological. They can only have meant this piece of paper that the Scottish government is now going to give out for £5 with no medical checks whatsoever.
I mean, it is just
very worrying.
And it's absolutely bizarre because the vast majority of us, I think 95% of us, know exactly what a woman is. I think Keir Starmer. I think the people who at Cambridge Dictionary who changed the definition. I think if you actually put two people before them, is that a man or is that a woman? They'd be able to tell. And it is almost like an insult to our intelligence, isn't it? Now, you actually went to an employment tribunal. You took cases to appeal to actually establish this sort of protected right to make this statement, what a woman is and what a woman is not. No hate, no transphobia, but just biological fact. And yet we are in this weird world where many in the NHS, many MPs, many in very strong positions of influence are able to use these sort of phrases and talk about people being assigned sex at birth. My daughter, when she was born 16 years ago, was born a girl. She will grow up to be a woman. I didn't choose this for her. She hasn't chosen it. She was born a girl. I looked at her. The doctors and the nurses looked at her. She was a girl. She remains a girl. She will grow into a woman and she'll be a woman her entire life. Why? When did this idea of someone being assigned their sex?
Well, you ask when did it start? It started with the law. It started with really with the Gender Recognition Act, which allows people to change their sex for all purposes. And the lawmakers really didn't think through what all purposes meant. And now that's really coming home to roost. You know, J.K. Rowling this week opened a rape crisis centre in Edinburgh for women only, biological women only, because the existing rape crisis centre in Scotland is being run by a man who identifies as a woman. I mean, that's insulting.
It's such basic stuff. Well, you know, you're a hero to me. You know, J.K. Rowling is as well on these issues, fighting for women and girls' safety and our rights. Maya Forstater from Sex Matters, thank you for joining us.